Good morning, it's Devorah. It's InStory Live, and today I'm going to start something new. I'm going to actually do some actual, real, spiritual teaching from a book. And the book, this is the book, it's called, probably be backwards for you, Restore My Soul, and it's by a great Jewish teacher from the 1800s whose name was Rebbe Nachman. And what was extraordinary about him is he only lived till he was 38, and his teachings written over 200 years ago are just as sparkling and current and relevant right now as they were when they came out of him. It's something extraordinary. And I thought there are times when I like to listen to someone actually sitting and teaching a class. I'm sorry, I'm out in my backyard, so there's a little background noise, but it's so beautiful out. So I'm going to actually read and teach you something that I think is very, very powerful. And I'll kind of go into it, so stick with me a little bit. Don't worry if you're not Jewish, I'll explain what the words mean, because there are some Hebrew words and Hebrew contexts. No worries, it has a universal, profound, transformational concept here. So, all right. We'll see how it goes. Rebbe Nachman explains that there is a concept of aye and a concept of malay. So aye means where. The concept of aye comes from the cry of the angels. There's a prayer, a Hebrew prayer, where the angels say, where is the place of God's glory? Okay, aye, where? Okay. So that, just take a minute. The question the angels are asking is, Aye mikom kavodo, where is the place of God's glory? Okay, so then he says, and I'm going to read it and then we'll kind of go into it. There are people who have advanced to high levels in the service of God, and they have to ask where. They have to be shown that they still have far to go to reach God. Okay, so if you're on a high level, you're already doing your work, you're spiritually connected, so then we have an obligation to be somewhat humble and to reach up, to try to go higher. Where else can I bring God into the world? Where else can I see God? How can I reach higher and ask where else can I make a difference? Can I touch God? Where else? Now, not everybody is in the same state, and we alternate in our own beings into what state we're in. Then it says the concept of malay is derived from the praise of the angels who say the whole earth is filled with God's glory. So malay means to be filled up, to be filled with something. And there is no place that is devoid of the glory of God. People on the lowest levels should know that God is right next to them. With this understanding, they can strengthen themselves to return to God. Okay, so we're just going to do a little at a time, and if people like this deeper teaching from a text, then I'll do more, because there's so much more. But today I want to teach this one really beautiful concept. I read it this morning and it really moved me. So the question is, first you ask yourself, where are you? Where am I? Where are you in your own spiritual journey and your own spiritual work? Okay, so that's the first question. So if you are, like I'm kind of in this state right now, which I'm kind of amazed at, like, wow, I love what I do. I love my business. I love the time I have to go in the forest to reach higher, to search, to teach, to inspire. So then I have to ask, where can I do more? Where, aye mekom kavodo, where is God's presence, God's glory? Where else? How can I reach higher, be more, help more people, make a bigger difference, go deeper? But what about those times, and I've been there, where I feel like everything is just broken, that nothing is working, and it's very, very hard, like especially in times where something really hard has happened. It's happened in my life. My parents have passed away. My husband's gone through some very serious illnesses. I've moved from one place to another to start all over. Like, there are times in life where something happens. I talked to someone recently. She's coming out of, a very hard divorce and has to get back up. When you have to get back up, which is a lot of Rebbe Nachman's teachings. He has a fundamental teaching on never give up. Lo lehityaesh in Hebrew. And then what's so important is this other word, maleh, is to feel that everything is filled with this beautiful presence of God, with this light, with something. Everything is filled with this elevated presence. So if you're in a very hard time, it's like that, taking a deep breath and realizing God is here with me, even in this very, very hard time. And that it becomes able to pull in a little bit of that joy, a little bit of that light, a little more to lift you up, so that you can begin to, again, to find that light inside yourself, and to feel that you have this higher support. So ask yourself, where are you right now? Is your message, Aye Mikom Kavod? Where else can I reach? How can I grow? And you stay humble. Or have you just gone through just being slammed? It happens sometimes, and you need to remind yourself that the whole world is filled with this elevated presence, with God's glory, with light, with joy. It's there. It does get covered up. It's like our souls. I say, when you go through such hard stuff and you're healing, your soul is still bright. It's beautiful. It's not dark, and nothing can dim the light of your soul. It can get what I call gunk or schmutz on it, but you can clean that off, and when you do, your light is as bright as ever. Nothing can dim our lights. It's like the metaphor of the sun. The Shabbat shalom, another teacher I teach, speaks about that. Think of your souls like the sun. So there can be clouds in front of it. It could be the other time it could be nighttime, but the sun's not gone. Your soul is never, ever diminished. Ever, ever, ever. So this is the message I want to leave you with today, is that your light is ever bright. And if you're feeling shiny soul, reach out. Where else can you bring that light? And if you're feeling slammed, remember that light is everywhere, everywhere. And you're not alone. You are not alone. Reach out to your community. Do something that nourishes your soul. I go to my synagogue. I go out into the forest. What do you do that nourishes your soul? Do not sit in the goo. I teach about the goo. Don't sit in the pain alone. I would love to know if you like having a little more of a spiritual teaching, that I read you something and teach from it. I try to bring you what inspires me so that it will inspire you. And if you're watching this all the way to the end, I would have another funny question, which is, do you feel like when you're at your best that you are inspiring to be what you could call an inspirational visionary? I'm thinking that our tribe, that's what we'd like to be, inspirational visionaries. Love to hear your thoughts. Did you enjoy this? What are you thinking? What inspires you? What would you like to hear more about? Sending you all blessings. Have a great weekend. Shabbat shalom. It's Friday. Whenever you listen to this, that's okay. And always remember to go out in the world and share your story. Live your purpose and be a blessing. Bye, folks.